Thanks for making time to hear the voices of the Oregon parents and children asking us, the legislature, to create more educational opportunities for them. I thank you for listening to them. Bear in mind that the people here today represent a tiny fraction of the children who need our help. By simply believing in the power of choice, we can improve the lives of tens of thousands of children in Oregon. And House Bill 2754 is the door to their brighter future. HB 2754 creates the Rose-Friedman Educational Opportunity Tax Credits. This legislation would create two tax credits. First is the Oregon Family Education Tax Credit, a personal tax credit of $1,000 per child for any educational expenses. So for public school parents, this would offset the cost of supplies, any private tutoring that they contracted for, including the Sylvan Learning Center, and etc. Private school parents could use this to offset the cost of tuition. Obviously, it wouldn't offset tuition completely. For some low-income families and middle to low-income families, this tax credit would make the difference in their ability to afford tuition, which may be just out of reach for them, even though they desire to do it. And for homeschool parents, this would help offset the cost of supplies or technology for the choice that they are making. There is a hidden cost to our public education system. Many public school parents incur costs in addition to the free public education that their children are receiving. And when there are costs associated with supplies or even tutoring and things like that, those costs are disproportionately borne by low-income parents in our public education system. The second credit is the Opportunity Scholarship Tax Credit, a tax credit for donations made to a tuition scholarship organization that gives scholarships to low-income students or students with disabilities. In a moment, you're going to hear from one such scholarship organization and what they have achieved on a limited basis for low-income families. Opportunity scholarships are limited to every Oregon taxpayer can give up to $1,000 to a tuition granting scholarship organization. Oregon businesses can give up to $10,000, but they get only a 75% credit on the final $8,000. The 75% business tax credit has the potential to produce millions of new private sector dollars for the education of tens of thousands of low-income and disabled students in Oregon. Iowa and Georgia allow individual tax credits for scholarship donations. Arizona, Florida, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Georgia have a corporate tax credit program. Colleagues, House Bill 2754 will help every family in Oregon that is spending money to educate our future citizens. House Bill 2754 will ensure that our most vulnerable children in Oregon get the high-quality education that they deserve. And House Bill 2754 will generate millions of new dollars for the education of Oregon's children from Oregon corporations. Expanding school options for parents and students is the civil rights issue of the 21st century. Unfortunately, I can't say that Oregon is a leader in the school reform movement. We've been slow to embrace a number of policies that have unleashed the creativity and passion of educators in other states. I hope you will listen to the families that testify today. Really listen to them about what legislation like this could do for their children. Watching the change in a child's attitude when they are finally matched up with an educational experience that works best for them is truly an awesome experience. They come alive, and their passion for learning is reignited right before your eyes. And once again, the parents can see a bright future for their child. A number of parents in this room can tell stories like that. It's been my honor over the last few years to hear hundreds of these types of stories. Expanding school options for students is now my full-time job. It's become my passion. I hope you will join me by helping us pass House Bill 2754.